Yeah. All right. So, I don't really want to talk about news today.
You say you do or don't?
I don't.
Let's not then, because, dude, I'm in a pissy mood.
Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I'm Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
What is up?
Oh,
It's a beautiful day. We have beautiful snow falling outside.
yeah. Like, everybody didn't think we were going to get snow, and here it is.
I love it. My dad sent me a picture this morning. They're in Florida. My grandma and grandpa are like, hey, we want to go to Florida, but we're not driving, and they don't fly, right?
Right.
So they're like, you can come stay in this giant condo with us for free if you drive us. My folks are retired, so they're like, yeah, let's go. So I get a picture of them at, like, World of Disney store, wherever today, and Dad's in shorts and a short sleeve button up, rocking his dad socks. And
That's where I need to be.
I like the snow. I was happy to see it. I just wish we would get it mainly in December. And nowadays, we don't get snow till February and March usually.
Right.
It used to be December and January.
Well, it used to be November through March.
Yeah, that's true.
In the 80s.
Thanks, global warming.
I'm not going to say I like it. I don't mind it this year.
You've changed. You've had a change of heart.
I have.
Your Grinch heart grew 3 sizes.
More like 10, because I really hated cold weather.
Hate it.
I don't like it. I'm not in
You
love
just
with
accept
it.
it.
I'm just like, I'm fucking stuck in this state.
But it's out of your control.
Oh, absolutely.
With the
no,
weather.
it's not,
the weather.
The weather's out of my control.
Yeah. You can choose to live wherever.
I can choose to live wherever. I just may not have a family if I choose to move.
I can do anything I want that my wife lets me.
That's right.
Because I'm a man.
All right. That's
I like the snow. I did just witness an accident right down the road here.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, down right by the Marcy store.
Oh, okay.
Well, it already happened. I'm driving here and I see an ambulance oncoming. You know, it's that long straightaway.
Right.
So I kind of slow down, get ready to pull over. And then as I get closer to the intersection, I realize that house with like the junkyard and all the tires, there's 2 vehicles like had slid into all those tires and junker vehicles.
Maybe they thought it was NASCAR.
Maybe.
Going for that tire wall.
Yeah. So it looked like everybody was okay. Everybody was out and walking around that I could see, but they did have an ambulance pull up and then an officer as I was turning there. But
it's good to hear everybody was all right.
yeah, it looked like it. I mean, roads are slick, and you got to stay off your phones while you're driving on them, or I don't know what caused it.
I'm going, everything from here on out is because of a phone.
Or some kind of, like, people just don't pay attention.
People are distracted.
People will look down at a sandwich.
Right.
And not pay attention, or their radio. It's just, I posted an article a couple weeks ago that I really liked, and it talked about how this guy was looking for vehicles for his kid and said they're getting a manual.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because in a manual, you cannot text and drive. On a long highway, you could technically, but like when I drive that old truck of mine, it doesn't even have cruise control.
Right.
And if somebody calls me, I can't, well, 1, it's hard to hear them in it, but 2, I can't hold a phone and shifts unless you have a Bluetooth, which who has those anymore, or some hands-free device.
A wired headset.
Yeah, right, plug it in. Like I can hit speakerphone, but the truck's so loud you can't really. Driving that truck, I have to focus more. It doesn't have all the electronic accoutrements. There's a guy I was reading online. This guy's talking about his new Hyundai and its lane keep assist, and how he just to test he kind of hovered his hands off the steering wheel for like 3.5 miles on the freeway.
Yeah, and
the car would stay in between the lanes.
I thought lane assist was letting you know when you were crossing the lane.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know I'm just saying what I read online. I've not used it. I don't have a vehicle with it. I hate all the technology. Not all of it. I like the heated and air conditioned seats in Dad's new Ford F-150 Platinum he just got. But as far as the automatics and some of it's nice, but I like the old trucks and the old cars. I like feeling the road. I like shifting. I like driving. If I want to drive, I want to drive.
Right.
Now my work
I'm the
van,
same way. I don't want to. I mean, yes, my S5 is an automatic.
Yeah, but
that
you bought
wasn't
that
my
because
choice.
you got a stupid good deal on that
Right.
car. I would have bought it at the deal you got it at.
Had I had the option, it would have had a manual.
Right.
But if I step up to, because the plan is to probably get into like an S6 or an RS6 or something in a couple years, that only comes in an automatic.
Yeah,
there
that's
is no
a lot
option.
of them. Well, the new Corvettes are all automatics. They say we're going, mid-engine, supercar.
Now
we're getting up to the next level as far as an automotive vehicle, a vehicle goes,
Right.
the next class.
And there's a reason
it's only
for
automatic.
That. There's
there
a reason.
is.
It is more efficient. It is more fuel efficient as far as back in the day, manuals were more efficient than an automatic. Now, automatics are more efficient because they're shifting at certain points based on your driving style or what the driving style is set up for the car. You can't, and plus at a track,
They're faster.
You cannot outshift
Right. These
a
modern
dual clutch.
These modern automatics, even in the trucks, the 10-speed automatics in trucks, trucks are now getting 25 mile per gallon.
Right.
And
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
My truck gets 13 miles to the gallon.
I get the reason. I still wish it was an option. Like if I want to have the fastest track car, good automatics where you got to go. It's going to shift faster than any human can. But if I'm looking for a fun car to drive, I want to shift.
Well, to be honest, if I'm looking at the unobtainable supercars or the Corvette that I'll never buy, I would probably end up going with an automatic in it, just because I'm not going to say that my S5 is fun to drive. I mean,
it's a fun car.
It's a fun car.
I've
You put it in manual mode. It has a manual mode. It's not really a manual mode.
No,
it does still shift at certain points.
Yeah.
So it doesn't blow itself up. But you put it in manual mode and you just run through the paddle shifter, at 6,500, 6,900 RPM and it just goes.
Yeah.
I've launched that thing like with the launch control. Holy shit. I thought something broke.
It's GTRs, they're automatic,
Right.
Yeah,
but driving a manual, there is something to be said about driving a manual. It is fun being able to manually control those gears, but it's also a skill that kids today don't have. It is literally an anti-theft device.
Yeah. They're not being taught. I've actually heard stories from people I know that for example, I took my truck to get tires when I first bought it because it had crappy, skinny, tiny, bald tires on it. And I went up to a shop, knew a guy that, kind of ran one, and his guys come in, like, dude, it took us forever to figure out how to drive it. Now mine is a 3-speed manual.
And it's on the column.
No, it's not. It used to be.
Oh.
It was originally in the column, but the previous owner, my buddy Clay, moved it to a floor shift.
Yeah, okay.
Well, in doing so, the shift pattern's not your standard H pattern. It's not 1, 2, 3 in reverse.
Yeah.
It's 1 straight down from 1's reverse.
So you got to go 1, 2.
So it's 1 over and down is 2, and then up is 3.
It's like a reverse shift.
As I recall, or is it 1, 2? Anyway,
you haven't driven it in forever.
I've driven it twice last year, not very far. This year I plan on redoing the front end. I might just put in a Crown Vic front end or something. Cause it's not an all original truck anyway, so there's no point in trying to keep it original.
Right.
It's not a show truck, but I plan on.
Well, keep the patina and.
I'm going to redo the front end, lower it properly. And then I'm thinking about an engine swap.
I'm saying if you're going to go through all that, the engine swap, keep the patina, then it is a show truck at that point.
Well, yeah, it's more rat rod style.
Well, there was a car show I went to probably 2 years ago up at Brewdog, and there was just a whole section. It wasn't even rat rod. It was just old vehicles that were just patina and like they pop the hood and it's like it's still the shitty 55 horsepower motor that was in that 1942 Ford, and it was just like, oh fuck, I'd drive that. Yeah. I would drive that.
I like the old vehicles, man. Mine's an 82. I wish it was a little older, but I missed my 78 Chevy. I sold it when Huck was born. I should have kept it. That thing was just a beast, but it was.
See, I like the old vehicles, but the newer vehicles, like honest to God, my next car may end up being an electric car. Tesla they've already basically said, in 2021, I think it is, they're going to hit 600 miles per charge.
Now, see, that makes it worth owning.
My limit has to be 500.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to be able to go
over this
500 miles
to be able to reach family and
so
not worry about it. Yeah.
If I can do 600 miles on a charge and not have to stop,
right, then it's viable.
Then for me, it's worth it.
And what I love about Tesla is even if you buy new and you pay that price tag, you're not paying for oil.
Nope.
You're not paying for
gas. You're not
getting engine wear. You're not paying for brakes as often because it slows itself down as you let off the gas. So your maintenance costs drop to almost nothing.
Right. So Porsche. Sorry, I'm in the U.S. Porsche. If I was over in Europe, it'd be Porsche. No, but Porsche. I go back and forth on the name.
I do too. I don't really care, to be honest.
They're releasing what they call the Taycan.
Holy
shit!
I saw you posted about that. I think.
Yeah, I did,
and I looked at it. That's impressive.
That is an amazing.
That's better than
Porsche,
that Ford electric Mustang hybrid.
That fat
CUV
fat Ford.
To give it a Mustang
Chunky
name,
Mustang,
literally just blew my mind. But
I think what Ford's trying to do is move Mustang out to their own brand.
Yeah,
just like Cadillac's its own brand.
Used to be Dodge Rams.
Now it's Ram.
Now it's just Ram trucks.
But they've brought Humvee back under GM. Humvee was basically its own brand,
right?
And there's a new electric Humvee coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw that,
and
I was actually kind of impressed by that too. Some of it looks like they did that, like they really trying to make it a capable off-road machine.
Yeah,
like the H3. They're turds.
The 2 and the 3 are garbage.
Right. They're not. They don't live up to the Hummer name. The original Hummer, the Humvee, H1, even the civilian H1. There went my headphones. Thanks, Diesel. Those
You've
were
been disconnected.
He came back over to me. It's okay, buddy. But the originals were designed for a very specific purpose, and they did it very well. And they do to this day. They weren't the most comfortable. They weren't meant
to be. It was a military vehicle.
Right. And a lot of people say, they're big box. I love the design of the originals.
Yeah.
The H2 looks like they went, you know what? We're going to make this, but for all the Karens of the world to take to Walmart or to Target. I guess they don't shop at Walmart. They're too good for that.
Well, they took everything from the width of it and they slimmed it down and then made it taller.
Well, they put it on the same. You might as well go get a Suburban.
Right. That's all it is.
Exactly. I'd rather have a Suburban than an H2 because you're going to pay less for it and get more for it.
Yeah.
I think the Suburban's a fantastic vehicle. It's designed to do what it does, and it does it well.
Hauls kids around.
Yeah, they took the H2 and basically put it on the Suburban chassis. Mm-hmm. It's just a Suburban in a new dress.
Yeah.
And it's
still, and they charge a premium for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a...
Because you can buy an H1 now for about 20 or 30,000, but it has to be demilitarized. Is that a word?
Demilitarized.
There you go. We'll go with that. I don't know.
Yeah, but and there were the like quote unquote civilian H1s, but they're few and far between. And when you find them,
so few and far between.
When you find them, they still pull a pretty price because people don't drive them.
Right.
They bought them and parked them.
There used to be a guy who owned a red one down in German Village.
I never seen that. I remember the Blitz back in the day had an all black one
20 years ago, and there's only parking on the street in German Village, so he parked it on the street and the sidewalk.
I was going to say, that thing would stick out halfway in the lane.
You couldn't get by. I mean, I would drive down there just so I could look at it.
Yeah.
And all the roads are narrow anyway, and it's just a tight fit, and you're just like, oh, there's that Humvee. And
I've got on there's a website you can get on and buy the old military Humvees that they're selling to the general public. And it's been so tempting. Even if I got to drive to like Missouri to get it or something, because you can get them, the old military ones that they just strip out, and it has the crappy seats and crappy suspension. You can get those for $3,000 to $5,000. Some of them.
I'll take one of those all day.
It's so tempting.
They get shitty gas mileage.
Oh, they're awful. But so does my truck.
No, these things are
they get like 6 to 8. My truck gets like 10 to 12.
That's still better.
It does better than that. But my old truck got about 8 or 9. But with my job now, working on all these military bases, I get to see all the military machines because they all have garages. They're working on them. I get to work in the garage, talk to some guys. The Humvees, those swap vehicles, with the turrets and everything. Like I looked at one that had the turret where you climb in, you're like in this little seat.
And it spins 360
Dude,
degrees.
I couldn't fit a thigh in that cage. There's a reason people got to be certain heights and weights and shapes to be in the military because you can't fit in the vehicles.
Yeah, some of those vehicles are. My sister has her Humvee license and her CDL.
Okay, so she can drive.
So she can drive any
pretty much anything. I mean, not a tank, probably.
She may.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
There's a license for a tank, I believe. I don't know if she has that.
I'd assume there is,
but she has her CDL.
So she can drive a lot of the big.
She can drive a lot of the bigger trucks, the deuce and a quarters, and she also has for the military. You have to have a Humvee license.
Yeah,
you can't just go drive one. You have to. Right. So she has her Humvee license also. But speaking of fat people fitting into things, update on this month's challenge. So we are day 8 as we record today into this challenge, the Paleo challenge, essentially going strict Paleo, but drinking. Come to find out that alcohol does not affect my body weight. So last month, I did no drinking at all, and I was at 245 pounds, I think, or 247 pounds, somewhere around there. By the end of the month, I was 249 and a half. So I gained weight
by not drinking.
This month, we're 8 days in, like I said, started on February 1st, have not strayed from this strictly paleo ancestral diet. I am down to 241 and a half today.
So you've been eating paleo, which is good.
Yep.
Eating a lot cleaner, but added the alcohol back in.
And I've not.
Which again, you don't crazy. It's not like you're getting hammered every night.
Right. So.
But you're just not staying away from it.
But in total, for alcohol, I've had 2 glasses of wine, 6 beers, and that's it.
Yeah, so you're not, I mean, over the course of 8 days, that's you're
really
talking a drink a day.
Actually, it may have been more than that. May have been 8 beers instead of 6 beers.
Now you're still just a little over a drink a day, essentially.
And that's usually just having a beer when I sit down.
You'd be worse having pop with your lunch and dinner than.
So, and I'm down, and I'm at the gym at least 3 times a week.
Yeah.
So I am down almost 10 pounds in 8 days.
Nice.
From so it's more like a little personal experiment. So next month, I don't know what next month's going to be.
Next month is going to be no pants March.
No. I'm wearing pants.
I will not be.
So have you been trying to do...
No, to be honest, I forgot about the paleo. I've stayed with the challenge we started before in January where you count the calories, do the reading, I've lost about 10.5 to 11 pounds.
And you started like the last week in January,
we're a couple weeks into it.
Yeah.
And the first week I dropped 8 or 9 fast. And then I dropped a couple more and then I went up some and then I'm back down some. So I think I need to do, cause we're just counting calories. So yesterday I thought I'd have to go to Chillicothe to work and then be home by lunchtime and do a lot of paperwork. Well, I ended up having to wake up, go to Whitehall. Thought I'd only be at Whitehall for about an hour. Ended up being there 3 or 4. Then had to go to Chillicothe. I was in Chillicothe for a couple. So I was I was running around. I didn't eat anything really until dinner.
Okay.
Well, by the time Beth got home, picked up the boys from Krista's and all this, she wasn't feeling good. Didn't feel like cooking. Or no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Thursday. Thursday was Huck's birthday.
Okay.
So by the time everything went down, long story short, we ended up getting pizza. But I hadn't eaten all day. So I ate 4 pieces of pizza, and I'll eat slow. I'll eat 1 or 2 and then wait.
Yeah.
And then see if I'm hungry and eat a couple more. So while I'm staying within my calorie count, I'm still eating garbage.
See, and that's the problem with calorie counting.
Right, it is. Because, it's like Sean, who was my Krav instructor, and when we're working on the farm, he said, dude, you've got to watch it. Because he was strict paleo.
Yeah.
They were meal planning every Sunday. They'd go to wherever they went. They'd drive to Columbus, get clean food, come home, prep it on Sunday for the week. And that was their deal, and it worked for him. He stayed in really good shape, even when he wasn't really working out because he moved through the day and just ate well. He stayed in fighting shape, essentially. And we were talking on the farm one day. I was like, man, I feel like garbage. I had this, I had that, I drink this, I drink that. And he's like, dude, you're putting sugar and cream in your coffee. You're drinking pop or whatever, you know, which I cut pop out for the longest time. And then I started drinking a little more. And I haven't been for a while. But what he told me that stuck with me, he said 200 calories of a Snickers bar and 200 calories of broccoli are both very different amounts.
Yep.
And your body takes them and processes them in very different manners, and they fuel your body very differently. They affect your body differently. And he said, nothing in a Snickers bar, your body doesn't need it to survive. It's all bad. It's trash.
I don't give a shit if it has peanuts in it or not.
Peanuts are legumes. Legumes aren't even that great for you.
Well, no, but they are protein.
Yeah, but there's nothing in it that your body needs. Whereas something like broccoli or a lean steak, or, there's just cleaner foods that you can eat for the same calories. That would be a better choice. So,
right.
When he said that, it kind of put it in perspective for me. So, I'm eating 4 pieces of pizza. It was like, according to my calorie counter, I think it was like 1,000 calories or something.
Okay.
Give or take.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe it was 1,200. So I'm well under 2,000 for the day. But my body's not getting anything good from greasy pizza. I'm eating bread, which turns into sugar in the body.
Right.
I've got cheap cheese, cheap pizza sauce, greasy pepperoni. None of that's great. Cheese isn't bad. Pepperoni's not bad, but they're processed ingredients. So, they're not clean.
And that's why, like, someone asked me if I was going to do calorie counting on this. And I'm like, no, I don't count calories. Like, that's
your
too
body
much
doesn't.
work.
That's what Sean said.
Yeah, that's too much work. Counting calories, counting macros, I get it. That's just too much work for me.
It provides structure if you don't have any.
It does.
That's why we use it, because me and the guys I'm doing it with, if you knew us all, you'd know we have not been disciplined in our eating. So it works for us because, and a lot of times, we do eat better while counting calories because it makes us think.
Well, see, that's where you guys need to hold each other accountable for what you're eating.
We do. We call each other out.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, Liz holds me accountable right now because she's basically doing it now too. And I'll say, so what do you want for dinner? And I'm like, I don't know. This sounds good. This sounds good. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. She's like, well, that's not even paleo.
Yeah.
She goes, you're doing this. You're doing it.
Do it.
But at the same time, corn is not paleo.
No, it's a grain.
So I have had to concede to certain things to not, be like, no, don't put that in there. Like, the recipe calls for it. Go ahead and put it in. It's not that much. I'll concede to it. It's not going to kill me.
Yeah.
It's not going to ruin anything that I'm working towards. But like last night, we went out for dinner after the gym. We went to the Pink Cricket, and I'm like, everybody's ordering wings. I'm like, oh, fuck, I want some wings. Everybody's ordering fries. I'm like,
You can have wings.
Nope, they're fried.
Meat. I was going to say, they just can't be fried and slathered in sauce.
Nope,
you got to get
they're fried. And I could have hot wings because it's just, most places just use a vinegar cayenne based hot sauce like Red Frank's, which I could use. I'm not so much concerned about condiments, but I'm not going to go all in on like barbecue sauce and those things. But, and I'm like, I'll just have the grilled chicken salad without cheese. They brought out the salad. I'm like, I just looked at it. I'm like, the salad's like $6,
right.
And it's tiny. Like, it's a little salad.
It's not going to satisfy me.
I managed. I had 2 beers and that, and that did it. But I'm also doing intermittent fasting.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
We talked about that. So for anybody who's just joining the show and doesn't know what that is, so intermittent fasting is where you fast for X amount of time throughout the day. It's easier to fast from the evening to morning. So if you say, okay, my cutoff time is 8 o'clock, I eat nothing after 8, and I'm going to do this for 13 hours. Come 8 o'clock the next morning, there's your 10 hours, 3 more hours. 11 o'clock, you're ready to have lunch. I do 13 to 16 hours, depending on the day. So I usually quit eating after 9, and I don't eat again until about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I've noticed that kind of helps as well.
Yeah, maybe I got to try something to shake it back up, because I got down, like I said, I got down almost 11 pounds. Then I shot back up quite a bit, like 6 or 7, and then I got back down. Now I'm just kind of 2 to 3 pounds up or down, hovering in the same spot right now. So I've got to do something next. But I don't want to do anything that makes me, 1, hate life and be miserable, or 2, is unnatural. So I'm not going to look for a diet pill, or I'm not going to. I think the working out is tough right now.
Right.
If you don't have a gym membership because the weather sucks. So it's like I can't even really go for a walk outside unless I just want to freeze my balls off. And
getting motivation to do anything at home is hard anyway.
It is.
There's only a select few people that can actually get motivated to work from home.
I've been doing it. I've been
work out from home.
Yeah. Well, both. I found a YouTube. I just YouTube like workouts that you don't need equipment for, basically. I forget what I used to search, but I went through till I found one that worked, and actually Beth and Huck got in on it too. So, it's good for us as a family.
Yeah.
So once I started doing that, that's when I saw the weight drop. And it's like a half hour long, which is our goal, is a half hour a day of some kind of exercise above what you normally do.
Okay.
If I have a stupid hard day at work where I'm 10 hours up and down on roofs, climbing ladders, humping stuff, I don't work out that day.
Well,
if I'm working out, quote unquote, air quotes, all day, I'm counting that for my half hour. I don't care.
And that's fine.
Kind of like you with Paleo. Like I'm not trying to kill myself and make my life miserable. If I go home exhausted physically, I've worked out.
Right.
But the days that I do more driving than physical work, I go home, I do one of these. They're about a half hour long, and it's just basic body movement stuff and stretches and easy stuff.
So I have a challenge for you for the week then. Just see how it goes
week. I'm out of town all week.
That's fine. It doesn't matter.
What's the challenge?
So try intermittent fasting. Pick a time at night, 8, 9 o'clock, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And do at least a 10 to 12 hour fast if you can. So don't eat again until, 11 o'clock, whatever.
Yeah,
the next day, or lunch, or just go straight to noon and do lunch. Coffee, tea, as much as you want.
That's all I drink anyway.
So, and water.
Yep, coffee, tea, and water.
So, coffee and tea and water up until you eat lunch. Try to keep everything that you eat better for you. Like even...
Yeah, it's going to be hard to do on the road.
You can do it, though. You can do it. Like even if it's going to McDonald's and getting a salad versus getting
but
their
salads are higher in calories than one of their grilled chicken wraps. And higher in, you know what I'm saying? So,
but it's quality of eating lettuce, tomatoes versus eating flour wrap, breaded chicken.
My big problem with a fast food salad is I've been sick on them so many times now from dirty lettuce.
I'm just throwing it out there.
No, I'm with you. I will try it.
But
I plan
doing that.
I plan on utilizing the workout facilities at the hotels while I'm going.
Okay.
Because I don't have equipment at home.
Right.
So I'm going to go there, do a little bit of light lifting. If they have weights, I'll get on a treadmill just so I'm moving. So that's another thing I want to do this week. So I can do that.
That's the intermittent fasting part is easy, and that's not going to disrupt anything because
most days I don't eat. I either don't eat breakfast or don't eat lunch most days. I usually eat one meal somewhere in the middle of the morning and then do dinner. So I can just bump that back to lunch and do lunch and dinner. That shouldn't be a problem.
Because that's during this whole month, that's all I'm doing, just to see. You'll also notice, I've noticed it, that I'm more mentally focused with the intermittent fasting.
Yeah. I think one of my biggest issues too is I don't sleep well.
I don't either. I'm up at 2 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, I have. Well, mine is I stay up too late. And it's nothing's going on. I could be doing nothing at all but staring at the TV or laying in bed.
Don't stare at the TV.
I'll go to bed, put my phone down and lay there. And sometimes I lay there until 2 in the morning.
Get some melatonin.
It just depends. So some days I don't. Some days I'm tired by 9 or 10 and I start falling asleep in my recliner. And then once I wake up, I go to bed. But, I've not had good sleep habits pretty much my whole life.
Okay. Well, starting Monday. So start at Sunday evening. 8 o'clock, whatever, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, cutoff time. Nothing after that. No frozen grapes, no almonds, nothing. Only water, tea, and coffee. The next morning when you get up, get your, take a piss, shit, shower, shave, weigh yourself, write that down, remember what it is, and then at the following Sunday, go through, do the whole intermittent fasting for the week.
Yeah, to see what
try to eat better as better as you can throughout that week, and then see where you're at the end of that week.
Right on.
Because, like I said, I'm 8 days in. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody. I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express, but I'm not a doctor or a nutritionist. But I'm 8 days in. I'm already down 10 pounds, and I'm not going to say that's water weight. But I'm also like working out like.
Well, I was going to say you're working out 3 times a week. You're doing the intermittent and you're doing paleo. So you made multiple changes.
Yeah, I made multiple changes. It was just supposed to be the paleo, and then I threw in the intermittent fasting because I wanted to try it. I do it off and on anyway, but I wanted to do it more.
Do it.
Rigorous.
I want to do it more rigorous too.
Yeah.
Speaking of trying things.
So trying things, we've got.
That turned into a real long little intro there.
It did. It's a super 30-minute long intro. We got this. What's
Balvenie.
It called? Balvenie.
The Balvenie. It's a Caribbean rum, I believe. I can't see the bottle from here.
It's a single malt Scotch whiskey that is matured in rum cask, and it's a 14-year.
Yeah.
This is your bottle. Do you want me to open it, or do you want to open it?
Nope, you go ahead. Okay. Well, actually, it's not my bottle.
Well, yeah.
This bottle was given to us by a gentleman who wanted us to try it.
You bought it, and he said, taste it and see if it's worth me even picking up from you.
Right. And I've had it for about a month and a half. He was looking for Angel's Envy finished in the rum barrels, casks, instead of the port wine. Oh, that was a good one.
I like that.
The port wine Angel's Envy I can find everywhere. But he said, I think you can get the rum finished around Dayton, Cincinnati area. And I replied, this is a discussion amongst many people. And I said, well, I'm often in Dayton and Cincinnati for work. I said, if I happen to see it, I'll let you know. Cool, thanks. So I went to a place that has almost everything. They've got all the Whistle Pigs, I think. They've got nothing out of state, obviously, but a lot of stuff that I can't find in Circleville. So I go in there, start talking to guys. No, we don't have any of that. I said, do you have anything finished in rum barrels? Because that's what my guy's looking for. So they showed me this. So I sent him a picture of it, said, hey, here's this scotch. It comes with this really nice bottle and packaging. 14 years. I think it was like $75. You interested? He goes, yeah, go ahead and pick it up for me. So I do. I pay. I send him a shot of the receipt. He PayPals me immediately more than I gave for it. He said, hey, here's a little extra for your time. I said, you don't have to do that. I was just down the road for work. He don't care. Well, then he lives somewhere around Columbus, even though he said he travels for work and he's sometimes in Circleville. We just have it hooked up, and I text him every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks goes by. Hey, when do you want to get this? I don't mind having it, but you paid for it.
Right.
If I pay for something, I expect within a certain amount of time. And yesterday, I made a joke. He was talking about wanting to pick something else up with another guy chatting online there. And I said, what you need to pick up is this bottle you paid for. And he said, you know what? He said, why don't you taste it and see if it's even worth the drive for me to get it? LOL.
Which is absurd because this is it's $70 bottle.
Yeah, 70, 75, 80, it was somewhere in there. I know what he paid me, and he paid me more than it was worth. And I said, well, if we're going to do that, I'll take it and we'll do a podcast review on it and give it a rating amongst our others. So we've never done a scotch, I don't believe.
We haven't. And I'm not a big, did we do Monkey Shoulder? I don't remember.
Dude, I can't remember what all we've done.
Monkey Shoulder is
we're going a year and a half strong here at this point.
I know.
So
Monkey Shoulder is a scotch that I have downstairs.
Yeah, this is a 14-year-old scotch.
And that's okay. I've had other scotches that I hated. They are just too
there's
peaty, as they call them, and they taste like
Lafroy. If you ever see Lafroy. This goes for you or anybody.
I may have had that.
It's LAPHROIGH, I believe. Terrible.
That may have been the stuff I had.
Terrible.
It tastes like a Band-Aid box from the 1980s. Like the tin box, you flip it open and it has that smell, and you're just like,
yeah, ugh. The Lefroy. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if somebody says my palate sucks. That stuff was nasty.
I think that's the stuff
I didn't pay for it. Somebody gave me a little bit to taste.
I took it to the gym. Someone gave me a bottle. I took it to the gym, and those guys, they're like, "Oh, it's really good." I'm like, "Tastes like a Band-Aid."
Yeah, it was gross. So ugh. I'm not big on Scotch. There is one called Balvenie, contractor we use. Every year he takes a month off and travels the world. And they went to Ireland, England, him and his wife, and somewhere else last year. So like he went to Guinness to get a beer from where it's made.
Yeah.
Says it's amazing. Totally different than what they ship, because they make it differently, even because they don't have to worry about it holding while it ships across the ocean and all this.
Beer in Europe is different than beer
I've
here.
Heard that.
Like it has a higher alcohol content. And if you're just getting it right from the brewery, it's fresh.
Yeah.
Of course it's going to be better.
So he was talking about that, but he got this bottle of Balvenie and brought it back, and he let me try that when I was over his house picking up propane tanks from a new forge, and that was phenomenal. So, yeah, I've not had this. We just opened this. I wasn't going to open it. I even told him, I said, I don't open another guy's bottle. Like, that's not who I am. I'm not going to say, oh, I deserve a taste, because
I'll open another guy's bottle.
And hey, now. And you won't even use your hands.
Nope. I'll use my toes.
And, yeah, he said, you know what, just taste it. See what it tastes like. So we each have a single here. We're going to have a taste and give an honest review on it.
Yeah. So I already had a taste, so go ahead and take a taste of it.
It's got good legs. And a great color, I like.
It's got a good color. It's a what's the alcohol content on this?
It smells.
Where the hell?
It smells.
Yeah, keep smelling it. I'm trying to figure. I can't find the proofing on this.
Got to be on there.
I know it has to be on there.
There's a lot going on that label.
It's a pretty label. There's just.
It's got the little.
Oh, there we go. Right in front of me. 43%.
Okay. So it's an 86 proof.
So 86 proof.
I like the smell, but it smells a little alcohol-y. It's not sweet smell.
It doesn't have that rum smell.
No, not at all.
So I'm not
getting any rum on the smell. I don't know how long it was in the rum casks.
Well, that's what I was looking to see.
I don't know. I haven't Googled this. Aside from what's on the... Actually, I didn't pull the bottle out of the tube except for when I bought it and sent him a picture. And then it sat there until today.
It doesn't say on the bottle how long it's in there. But on the nose, rich, sweet, creamy toffee with fresh fruit notes. I'm not getting any of that.
I'm not getting fruit. I'm getting rich. I'm not getting sweet.
It's rich.
I'm getting rich.
I'm not getting
I would
sweet
say
at all.
Toffee a little bit. But the sweet and the... I'm not getting that.
So the taste, this is right off the bottle. Rounded with vanilla, sweet oak, and fruitiness.
Okay, I'm going to give it a taste here.
Give it a taste, and Let's see. I'll tell you. And then the finish should be warm, soft, and lingering. So, I said, I've done this.
There's the burn. It did not burn on the tongue. It burned when it hit the chest.
Yeah,
that was on the tongue. There's a little tingle on the tongue now. I'm definitely getting more toffee in this than I am sweet.
See, I'm not getting any toffee in this.
Oh, really? This has like a coffee flavor almost to me. Like a nougaty.
Honestly, I don't like it. I'm not a fan. But I don't like Scotch, and I wasn't going into this with a preconceived notion this is Scotch. I was going into this with, this is going to have a rum taste to it.
Which the rum finished in bourbon barrels you loved.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was fantastic. I'm not catching even close to a rum flavor off of this at all. I'm getting, it's peaty. Like it's got that smoky, peaty, woodsy, like.
Yeah, I'm getting the oaky taste for sure.
Stored in a barrel way too long. And that's Scotch's thing. Like they do 15, 20, 50 years.
It's got a good bite to it. I like the bite. I'm not sure about the flavor because I like sweet. We've gone over this. I have a sweet tooth. I would drink that peanut butter screwball all day.
I may have one of those later.
I love the sweet bourbons and whiskeys. This is not as sweet.
This is nowhere near sweet.
If I'm judging this objectively,
I am getting somewhat of on the finish on that last one. I wouldn't say it's warm. It's warm. I mean,
yeah, you feel it
physically heating my mouth up.
For an 86 proof, this is hot.
But I am getting the toffee and vanilla now on the finish, not on the nose or on the taste.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting toffee,
and I'm getting it like on my upper jaw behind my teeth. Like that's where it feels like it's coming from.
I got to be honest, I kind of like it, but this would be something that would sit and be reserved to have a single with somebody for a special occasion. So yeah, let's try it with water. See if that opens it up like water does bourbon and whiskey a lot.
It's a whiskey, so water should open it up.
Yep.
That's not a bourbon thing.
I like it. Neat. I'm going to go ahead and rate it neat. I'm going to say 2.5 out of 5 donuts.
See, was going to say 2.5, but you giving it a 2.5 and you like it is different than me giving it a 2.5 and not necessarily liking it. I think I'm going to go with a 2.
That's fair. So
if it was given to me, I'd drink it, but I'm not going out to buy this. I'm not looking for it.
I say 2.5 because I would drink this. I would have this in my collection. I don't think I would pay it at that price point.
Now, water does make a big difference on it.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of swirling mine around with a little splash of water.
But I'm still only giving it a 2. Like, if someone walked up and handed me a glass of this, I'm like, oh, it's Balvenie, it's the rum cask.
Yeah, you'd be okay with it. You want to be okay. You're not going to reject it.
I'm not going to turn it down, but
I bet on the rocks this is really good. If you put it on the rocks and let it sit for about 60 seconds,
60 minutes.
Great. 60 minutes, the cubes melt. If you put it in the microwave,
it's all right. Like I said, it changes it.
Now that splash of water makes it way better, I think.
I'm going to put some more water in.
With the water, I'm getting much sweeter with the water now.
Yeah, it is much sweeter.
Much sweeter.
But I am not sold on this. Like, again,
you're
not a beer person, so
yeah, I was going to say it's like me rating beer.
Right.
I'm not going to ever give a beer a high score. I don't care how good the beer is.
I'm not a Scotch person, so
the best beer in the world would be probably a 2.5 or 3 out of 5 donuts for me. I'm probably not going to go buy it. I just don't go buy beer.
Nope, that didn't do it either. Right up front, I added more water, so I'm almost at a 50-50 now. It was much sweeter up front with the second dash of water I put in.
Yeah, I put I'm probably not 50-50. I put a decent splash of water, and I like it with the water. I'll be honest, I'm going to give it a 3 with the water.
But I'm still sticking with my 2.
That's fair. And if you're listening to this because some of the guys said they might listen to our podcast, we are not professionals.
They're not going to.
We are not sommeliers. We just know what we like. We're not Scotch guys. If you look back through every episode, we do bourbons mainly, whiskeys.
We do American whiskey.
American, yeah. Whiskey with an E, E-Y.
Yeah. So
this is, we're just giving you our opinion. That's all this is.
I like this up to the finish.
You just don't like the finish on it.
I hate the finish.
That's fair.
Hate it.
Now with the water, I don't get as strong a finish. Personally.
It's not as strong, but I can still, I still get it, and I don't like it. The burn in my chest,
I don't get that first one I took a sip of, and about 5 or 6 seconds later, then I felt it in my chest.
Yeah.
Like it was already down the hatch, and then it hit me.
Yeah, I don't like that finish. And it's not the burn, it's the physical flavor and the taste that comes.
I would say this one
back up.
You know what this makes me think of? Not a 14-year-old Scotch that's made in some fancy part in Ireland or wherever, Scotland.
Yeah.
This makes me think of what I'd imagine an aged moonshine should taste like. It tastes very oaky, very woodsy.
Yeah.
Very backwoods, smoky, coffee. Like I imagine guys were having bacon and eggs cooked over fire, waiting for the still to run and drinking their cowboy coffee.
And that's the peat they use in Scotch, which gives it that peaty, earthy like super heavy oak flavor that some people like. I'm just not a fan. And so I've heard, I don't know, I will find out one day, Pappy 23 year.
Yeah.
Is very oaky because it sits in a barrel. And I've heard that it's not great.
Not good. It's aged forever, but the flavor I've heard is, for what you pay for it, it is not worth it.
And that's anything, in my opinion, at this point, because this is a 14. I've had 15-year stuff. I've had 2-year stuff. That golden ratio year is between 9 to 12. Okay. Anything between 9 and 12 years.
I like some younger ones too.
I do. I'm not saying I don't.
You're saying that's your preference, like what you found.
What I found that I like that has the best flavor is mostly things between that 9. Well, let me jump that down. Between 6 and 12, because there's some younger stuff that I've had that's really good. So between 6 and 12, Eagle Rare is a guaranteed 9-year. Mm-hmm. Could be more. It'll never be less.
Yeah, a lot of the Buffalo Trace stuff is around 7 to 9 years.
Right.
So
and Eagle Rare
I like Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, Eagle Rare is a 9-year.
Now the Ancient H 10 Star that I can't find anywhere anymore, that was a 10-year.
That's a 10-year.
That's pennies, and phenomenal.
My Olympic lifting coach, 3 weeks straight. Hey man, you had that Ancient Age 10-year? I'm like, yeah, we did a review on our show. Oh, you did? Well, you don't listen to the show, but yeah, we did. We actually just did it 2 weeks ago. The first time he asked me a couple weeks ago. And then like the next week I come in to lift and he's like, hey, you had that Ancient Age 10-year? I'm like, we just talked about this last week. 2 weeks go by, go in. Hey, you had that Ancient Age 10-year? I'm like, dude.
Right.
We have discussed this. We have? I'm like, that's like me asking if you've had Virgil Caine. He's like, oh.
He must have been snorting all kinds of marijuanas and forgot.
So you've had it? Jeff.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Come on, man. But yeah,
that's my one that I love to take to people that only drink expensive ones, because
you take it in an empty in a bottle that they don't know what it is.
Exactly. That's why I do. It's aged properly. It's smooth. It's a fantastic value.
Yeah. You can't beat like $16 for a handle?
It's 16 or 18 for I forget, but it's cheap
for a handle. Not a 750 milliliter, like a gigantic handle of drug.
The Ancient Age a handle is like 16 or 18. Ancient Age a handle is like 24, 25.
Okay, whatever.
So you're still half the price of Weller's,
right,
for a handle, and just as good.
Yeah.
And our longtime listeners know how we feel about Weller.
I love Weller. I'm trying to get a bottle of Weller Foolproof. It's a blue label.
that. There's the blue one, and then
there's a black label called 12-year.
The 12-year.
I'm trying to get that one too. That I'm not willing to spend $250 on it. And I'm not willing to spend $400 on Foolproof. So I'm trying to find
a bottle of Weller Antique that was still under $50.
I would have bought it.
I did. This has been months ago. And I haven't
seen Antique, and you
can't find it.
Well, I walked into Giant Eagle the other day, and they had multiples upon multiples of bottles of 107 green label, and I'm like, all right, they're still $22, which that price is going up here real soon.
Yeah,
it's going to go up to like $44, I think. But the Antique, I can't find anywhere. The barrel proof is going to be next to impossible to find.
Yeah,
but I'm looking. And the Weller 12, I can find it. I'm just not willing to spend $250 on a bottle of it. There's also another bottle called CYBP, which is Create Your Own Bourbon.
Yes,
something.
I read about that on their site, the white label. Yep, I was going to say.
And I'm trying to find a bottle of that too, but I'm not willing to spend $600 on a bottle.
Exactly, that's the problem. You're going to find it, and when you do, it's going to be like the Pappy they went $4 or $5 grand for, or Bland's they went $300 for.
Yeah, not doing that.
It's just not worth it.
I have $100. I will do $100 on a bottle. I will spend $250 on a limited edition bottle if I can get my hands on it. But this stuff isn't limited edition stuff. Yeah. Like this is readily available, not in Ohio.
Yeah.
In other places, it's barrel proof's available if you can find it.
Right.
I say it's available. If you can find it because it's their first year doing it, it's going to be a limited run. I would gladly pay $100 for a bottle of it. That's my limit. But I can't find it for less than $400 to $600 a bottle.
It's just ridiculous the way that they run the market, especially here in Ohio.
Well, here in Ohio, it's not really ridiculous. It's all controlled. So it's all whatever the MSRP should be.
Should be.
Well, if you find a place that's selling over MSRP, you can report them to the Ohio Liquor Control Board, and they'll take care of it.
The problem that's ridiculous in Ohio is them controlling what we can get. That's what I'm talking about.
That's where the issue is.
When I say the way they're running it, I guess I should clarify. Price-wise, I haven't seen – actually, I went to the Kroger in Canal Winchester a week or two ago. They had a whole giant shipment. The kids unpacking, and I just walk in just to see what's there. I had to stop, get something from Kroger anyway, so I walk in, and kids unboxing things, and he's over doing vodka or something. I don't care about that. So he says, "Can I help you find anything?" I said, "Any of the rare stuff." And he kind of laughs, because I just say rare stuff.
Right.
He said, "What are you looking for specifically?" I said, "Well, usually I see Weller here, but you got any Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, Blanton's, anything like that?" He said, "I got a box here," and he had like 4 or 5 boxes sitting around. He moved some stuff, and it was a whole box he hadn't opened yet of Buffalo Trace. And then he goes, "I got a box of Weller too." So I went up to the front, and it was the first time I seen a handle of Weller Reserve, the green label.
Yeah, and
it was $50, and I was just like, yeah. So, and I wasn't, I'm not rich. I don't have money just to blow.
No.
So I passed on it. I got a bottle of the Buffalo Trace, added to the collection, and haven't opened it. I don't know. I don't know why I'm sitting on bottles of stuff that's not $1,000, $5,000 bottles, but it's just you can't get them.
Right. Well, that's the same thing what I have downstairs.
You're sitting on. I don't have anything out of state. I don't have anything crazy in my collection. I've got some Angel's Envy. I've got some Buffalo Trace, Weller Antique. But, it's just you can't find it. It's just the availability is really my biggest issue.
Well, and that's part of everybody's biggest issue, and that's why shit is $400 for a bottle.
It's ridiculous.
It's absurd. We were tagged on Instagram.
Yes, I saw that. Last night I saw that.
By Michael McLaren, that he has a bottle. It is a Trader Joe pick of
Woodford.
Jefferson's Reserve. Jefferson's. Very, very old, very small batch, which we've had.
Of Jefferson's. We've had the very small batch.
We've had it. I think I still have some downstairs.
I like it. Jefferson's is one of my favorites.
But he sent us a recipe for his, is it an old fashioned?
Yeah, I think it was an old fashioned.
Yeah, he had an old fashioned.
He's used your recipe before, and then he sent us his.
Yep. So his is an Elvis Juice simple syrup, 3 dashes of classic bitters, muddled slice of grapefruit, and a splash of seltzer.
Now, here's the thing with that. I don't know if that's really an old fashioned, is it?
An old fashioned is basically it's a modification. An old fashioned is simple syrup, bitters,
and then you garnish with
an orange and a cherry. He is just taking it one step further with a splash of seltzer, which
that could be a couple drops.
So,
in the grapefruit, I've never used grapefruit.
Well, it's simple. Well, I've never used grapefruit, and a simple syrup is an Elvis Juice simple syrup, which I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
I know what Elvis Juice is. It's a beer. It's an IPA from Brewdog.
I know what Elvis Juice is, and it's nasty because he's dead. Well, I don't want any of that.
Maybe he's fresh squeezed. But I'm interested in.
They cryogenically froze some Elvis Juice before he passed. And now they're mixing it in drinks. Hard pass.
Gave him a little rub one out. Before he hopped on he's not dead. He hopped on a helicopter and bolted.
He's chilling with Tupac.
All right. And Michael Jackson.
And Biggie.
They're all just hanging out drinking Elvis juices.
I don't know. I believe Michael Jackson's actually dead. He's of all of them that I would go, yeah, maybe that happened. He's gone.
He's gone.
He was a walking skeleton.
I want to try this one. So I'm going to try I need to get simple syrup because I have no simple syrup left.
Yeah, I don't think I have any either.
So I need to get simple syrup. So I'll probably make some of my own, and I'll probably pick some up, so that I can give this a try. Or I'll just go down to Michael's and give it a try.
I like that. I just had my last little sip of the scotch that was given to us to review. That's been sitting here this whole time with water in it. I like it. I know you don't. I can tell by your face. You went, and you tried yours, not liking it. It's definitely
my lips curling. I can't.
It's not our usual. We like corn-based.
Well,
we like sweet.
It's
just different.
It's not even that it's different. I legitimately do not like the taste of Scotch.
Yeah.
Granted, I understand it's a whiskey.
Well, it's very different whiskey.
But it's a different whiskey.
It's a very different mash bill.
Than what I like.
Different aging process. Well, it's being aged in a different part of
continent.
the world than what we're used to.
Underground.
I like this though.
Literally, it's aged underground.
I'm gonna stick with my 3 and say I would buy a bottle of this, but it's not something that I would pick over the American ones that I like.
Yeah.
Like I would like one bottle of this just to have, but it's not something I would go to all the time.
This, if I had a bottle of this, like if this was gifted to me.
Yeah.
This is a one and done. Like I'm drinking a glass.
Oh yeah, I don't want any more of this. Yeah.
I don't want more.
And that was a single finger pour and I'm good.
I think I may have poured a little bit more than you because I was trying to get a sound off my mic.
Yeah.
That was too much.
Yeah. I had about a single finger and I just enjoyed myself sitting here, sipping it and talking with a friend.
Yeah.
That's all it would get used for. This is not something that I would pull out when I'm sitting by myself and doing reading or doing a Bible study or sitting by a campfire or a fireplace. This probably isn't something I would go to, but I wouldn't mind having this in my collection. I'll be honest.
I would mind having it in my collection.
Yeah,
I would look at it and give it dirty looks and just be like, "Ooh,
call it names.
Fuck you. I'm not. I got to figure out how to mix you.
Put on the lower shelf, like you don't deserve to be.
You don't deserve to be on top.
You're going inside the cabinet. Yeah, it's cool. It's got a great bottle.
It's got a nice looking bottle. It's
great
curvy.
Packaging.
I love the packaging. I love everything else about it. I just
the taste. That's the most important thing to me. Some people are like, well, if it ain't got a cork,
I don't give a shit. Weller has a screw top. Fuck off.
I don't care about that. I care about what it boils down to in the end.
You know what the cork does? It dries up, it breaks off into it, and then you gotta
right.
screen it all out. Now,
the ancient age 10-year, that's a plastic cap.
Yeah.
That's not even a metal cap. It's a plastic screw-on cap.
Yeah.
Fantastic flavor.
It's all about how it tastes.
I like the packaging just because aesthetically it's pleasing. It looks cool. If that bottle there with that label, being a 14-year-old Scotch, is something that if I knew people were coming over for a dinner party and we're doing a classy event, like
I would give them ancient age 10.
But I poured in that bottle.
So they didn't know any different.
A couple years ago, we went to a dinner party that was at somebody's house. It was just friends getting together, but it was very classy. We all dressed nicely, and we didn't wear suits, but I wore a polo, and they said, hey, we're going to have a nice dinner. And the people worked very hard on their food presentation was phenomenal to this day. I had this single only guacamole I can eat without feeling sick to my stomach.
Really?
Oh, it was so good. And the people that hosted
I need to make some guac.
And they had a whole charcuterie board. And there's just a whole spread. I didn't know what a charcuterie board was until I watched Letterkenny, but that's what they had. It was meat and cheese on a board.
Yeah.
Or a platter. They might have had a platter or a plate, but it was just classy. We went through a formal dining room where their fireplace was, and they have a chandelier, and it was just nice to go be an adult and have adult conversations and good food and drink. Good, everybody kind of brought what they had. And he's the one that turned me on to that Mount Gay we liked.
Okay.
The rum.
Yeah. And of
course we laughed about it because even though we were acting like adults, we're still children. So it's Mount Gay.
Every time I've gone into the store, whether it's been Giant Eagle, Kroger, or Pit Stop here down in Lancaster.
Lancaster.
Yeah. I have looked for a bottle of Mount Gay.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I cannot find it. I want to buy a bottle. It's pissing me off.
I see it all the time.
The Mount Gay rum?
Yeah.
I cannot find it.
I don't shop here.
Well, I'm not. So, I'm shopping in one of these 3 locations. I'm figuring.
Right, they're close to you.
One of them has to. No.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. I think I bought that bottle. I think I bought that bottle in Circleville, and Circleville Pit Stop is. They basically have like Jack and Captain. Like it's crappy as far as selection goes. And Fireball.
I'm still looking.
I'll get you a bottle.
Anyway,
we'll call you a Christmas
present.
Have
a couple other things coming up here.
Oh.
We've got. I'm gonna put out a poll and see if anybody responds other than, and you and I cannot respond to it.
I'm just gonna put out.
Okay. Beth would like that.
Yeah, probably. It's a lot of work these days.
You just lay there.
That's the problem. It's the whole not sleep. I'm always tired. If I lay there, I'm going to fall asleep. I guess you can just do her thing.
Whatever. Just fall asleep. But anyway, so I'm going to put up a poll. You and I cannot respond to this poll, but it's going to be what is our next tasting going to be? Do we do the Jim Beam Bottle and Bond that you have? Do we a beer? I have several beers out in the fridge. It doesn't matter.
Because I don't drink them.
Right. So I've got
icy one's the one that intrigues me, and you drink it when I wasn't here.
I did, and that was solely for me. That was
I don't blame you.
That was not a show thing. That was a
right. I saw your post. I was like, that's the only one I've wanted to try,
and it's a sour.
I still want to try just because. Does it taste like an icy at all?
No.
Okay. Well,
and I'm gonna be honest. It wasn't great. I was highly disappointed.
Really?
It was a sour. It wasn't that sour. It wasn't that sour. It was red. I like red ices. Didn't taste like an icy, which I didn't really expect it to.
Yeah, it'd be hard to.
But it was okay. I drank it. I finished it. It was good.
It was just kind of,
It was kind of, I'll never, I won't go out of my way to find another one. Not that you can, because they're not using that label anymore, and which is the reason why I kept it.
Yeah, I see it displayed here proudly.
I'm going to start
wherever
displaying.
our studio moves to, we need to keep stuff like that to decorate.
What's going to happen is, hold on, I'm getting off topic. I'm putting out a poll. I've got Goose Island, Bourbon County Stout from 2019. So I've got an extra bottle of that we can try. You've got the Jim Beam Bottle and Bond. Uh-huh. I have a bottle that I have called the Bottle of the Unknown Whiskey.
Yeah.
That a friend of mine gave me last night at the gym. The company that he works for, they do prototyping for plastic and glass bottles. This bottle was sent in. It was wax sealed, so it hadn't been opened. Yeah, we weren't even sure that it was actually whiskey in the bottle. We thought it may have been just colored water. Opened it up last night, smelled it, smelled like whiskey. Tasted like bourbon. But our goal is to see if we can figure out who it's closest to and what it might actually be.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
We don't know. So
I didn't even get to taste it. You were like, nope, you tasted it.
And my taste was only just to see if it was actually whiskey. Jimmy and Lon actually had more than I had. I just took it just to make sure that it was actually, like, I smelled them, like, oh, it smells like.
They're not part of the podcast.
They're not. But they were hovering. Like fucking vultures.
Tell them to come on here and be guests. Jeez. I'm part of the
actually,
podcast.
Jimmy,
I get to try it before them.
Jimmy wants to come back on the show. He's like, we need to do another episode. I'm like,
let's do it.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
You let me know when. So we've got that. And like I said, I've got countless beers. I don't know how many options I can put in a poll for beers. So we got the Jim Beam, we've got Bourbon County, and we've got the Bottle of the Unknown Whiskey.
Let's just go with those three.
We'll go with those three. Okay.
Because we don't need to list 100 beers and have a bunch of people vote for one.
I've got stuff down there that I haven't had, I don't think, that we could try.
We'll do this poll, and then when it comes time, we'll do another. So let's do the gooseneck or whatever.
We've got the Goose Island. So I'll put up a poll for that. Back to, what was I talking about before where I got off topic?
Decorating the studio.
Oh, yes. So my plan going forward is any beer that I drink, bottle or can, or anything that we try on the show, bottle or can, I'm going to start putting on a shelf. I'm just going to line them. I'm going to wash the can out, wash the bottle out. I'm going to put it on a shelf around the studio office here. If we ever move downstairs, I will move that shelf and all of the stuff downstairs.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep track of, we drank this. We had this.
We don't know what we've done the last year and a half.
No idea what but I don't know that I'm going to do the same thing with whiskey bottles. I might. I don't know. I might make a separate shelf for whiskey bottles and just put them on a shelf.
This is kind of your man cave that we record in.
This is a guest bedroom that doesn't have a bed in it.
No, but it's where you have your PlayStation.
It's where my PlayStation and my computer, and it's where whenever I have to work from home, this is where I typically work.
Set up like a studio.
We have microphones around.
Yeah. So if we need to go like all in and make it more studio-y with more comfortable furniture when guests come, or move the studio.
we're going. The plan is to eventually move the studio down to the basement.
Yeah, around the big table. We can do Knights of the Square table.
That big square table that'll be a hell of a lot easier.
Knights of the Square table would be a killer podcast name.
Sounds like a D&D podcast.
That could be. I just think it'd be a good name.
I was thinking Amateur Hour.
I think there's already one called Amateur Hour.
No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I've got a list of podcast names that are just fantastic. Not that we're going to change our name today.
Today? I hope we don't ever change it now.
I was trying to work on intro music, and I realized I'm not a composer.
So that didn't work out.
So that didn't work out very well.
We can't change our name. We have random guys at bars in Westerville that know of us.
Right. But so, like, here are some of the podcast names that I have written down. So we have ours, Buckhorn podcast. Amateur Hour was another one. Delirium Tremens.
I don't even know what that means.
So Delirium Tremens is it's when you're an alcoholic and you're coming down off of alcohol and you get the shakes.
I worked with, yeah.
I worked with a guy that about
one or two every day, his hands start shaking.
Yeah. So that is, I was like, oh, that'd be like a great drinking podcast. We just drink on it. Let's see.
My dad's just blown up my phone with pictures.
All right. Well, there is now get this. What a dick.
That's all Legos, dude.
I know.
That's huge.
I've been there. I know where he's at. I've been there. He said, Disney Springs.
Oh, okay.
It's like the outdoor Easton that I was telling Derek about, or Derek and I were talking about.
Yeah.
The outside the Lego store, they have like a gigantic dragon, and they've got Woody and Buzz. But here's some of the other names. Now get this.
Okay.
Now get this. Do Good, Black Fold, Beyond the Fold, Pod Spam, because that's essentially what we're doing right now. We're just spamming the shit out of your ears.
Yeah, that's all we do here.
Hello Good Times, Classy as Fuck, Classy AF, Uncommon Sense, Porch Bar, which I love.
That's not a bad one.
Porch Bar is good. You'd have to be sitting on a porch though to make it drinking. These all evolve around drinking. Uncomfortable Discussions was one I was trying to get started with somebody. Straight Down the Middle. Let's see. Plot Hole. I love Plot Hole. That is my podcast. I am not a movie guy, unfortunately, but it is a great name for a movie podcast. The Plot Hole. Bumper Jack. That was my dad's nickname. And then there was just like a Ola Taco, Pocket Full of Tongues, Elite Meat podcast, which would be more of like a nutritional podcast. So these are all names that when you and I and Garrett originally sat down, I had all of these named down.
Right.
And then Garrett went off and did his own thing, and, well, he got left out. It's a shame.
Yeah.
We don't need him.
I'd like to have him, though.
I would love to have Garrett on, but he's too much of a pussy to drive down here.
Yeah, I don't like driving all the time. I look forward to it. I'll tell you that. Whenever we get together, there are days that I don't want to drive. There are days I just don't feel like doing anything.
There are days I don't want to sit and record.
Right.
I mean...
Well, when I showed today, I was like, you okay? Because you seem kind of grumpy.
No, I'm not
and
grumpy.
You're like, I'm just you're just in a mood.
Just,
apathetic.
Yeah. I could care a little less one way or another. But if Garrett was on the show, this ends up being a middle ground between you and him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I was thinking like metaphorical middle ground.
No. Physical.
I'm thinking like, well, we align a lot in our beliefs and things. And so I was like sitting here trying to figure out what you meant.
No,
you mean just physical location.
Physical location.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's not a bad drive for me. It's just, I don't like driving to places, period.
No,
when I'm going somewhere I want to go like vacation, I don't like driving. I've just gotten to the point in my life where I grew up traveling on the road. Maybe that's why. Which I loved as a kid, ride on a bus, our own private bus and
going
tour around the country and stuff. That was cool. And now I just go, we have to drive 6.5 hours for vacation that I'm looking forward to. Like I think that's why I stopped taking freeways.
And start doing all back road.
When we go to Tennessee, we go as long as we can without touching a freeway.
I'll see.
Until it becomes inconvenient.
I am the complete opposite. I am that guy that wants to get there.
Right.
Like I want to
drive through
get
the
there.
Night.
Yeah, I will start. Like so when we go to Myrtle Beach, we start at 8, 9 o'clock at night. My ass just wants to get there.
Right.
And when I'm on my way home, my ass just wants to get there. It's nice to look at scenery and stuff. I don't care. Because when I'm in the car, I don't like to drive places. So I just want to get to wherever I'm going. And that includes work. I hate going to work. But I just want to get there because that's where I'm going. Like, whatever the destination is, get there as quick as possible to get the hell out of the car.
Complete opposite. Well, when we take the back roads, though, like, if I go to work and I'm working in Lima, like next week I'm driving all the way up towards Cleveland. I'll end up over by Toledo. I'll come down through Lima, and then I'll be heading home. When I leave Lima, I could easily come down 33, 270 around, hit 23 south, and go to Circleville.
I would take 75 south to 70.
You can do that, too. You can go to 35. That runs me right towards Circleville.
Because that would just, 33 is nothing. I don't give a shit about looking at stuff. I just want to get home.
I go back roads, go through these small towns. I see an antique store or something, and I want to get out and stretch. I get out and stretch. I don't just look at stuff like I'm driving by it. That's why I enjoy the trip.
Nope, I don't do that.
So there's a couple places last month when I was driving home from up north I didn't stop at because I did just kind of want to be home. But I hate, because if I'm driving home from a place like Lima or the Toledo area and I know I'm going to hit Columbus at rush hour, screw that.
Oh,
if it's going to take me an extra half hour to get home, I'm going to take back roads anyway.
I'll go around when I know I need to go around for rush hour, traffic, whatever.
But I like, the thing is, I like small towns. I like finding the rare diners. I like finding the mom and pop shops. So.
See, I have that's the thing with me though. I have no desire to stop at those places. Yeah. Like
that's fine.
Want to go.
I'm more of
I drive 90 everywhere.
I'm not saying I'm doing 90 on some of them back roads, but
you can't look at anything if you're doing 90. You got to pay attention.
Oh, you stop in the towns. You can do 90 past the corn.
I don't want to stop at the town.
And the beans.
That's like when I travel back to Toronto, I have the option of going 70 to 77 to 22 or 70 to 7, and that's it. If I take 22, I'm zipping through little towns. You get stuck behind some asshole in a semi that wants to do 10 miles under the speed limit, and he's got a full load. He's got to go up a fucking mountain, and you got to go slow because you can't pass because it's windy, and all you want to do is just fucking get to your goddamn destination.
So angry.
And then you find out that the driver's slightly handicapped because, well, he's missing a leg and a thumb, and he can't drive anyway, and he's all over the fucking road because he's texting, and he's got a full load going up a goddamn incline.
This sounds very specific.
I don't know about the missing leg and thumb, but I have passed people like truckers on a blind turn.
That's dumb.
It is. You're right. It absolutely is stupid. But they're doing 10 miles an hour.
You're putting other people's lives at risk when you do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware. But when he's doing 10 miles an hour in a 45 up a 45-degree incline, fuck you. I don't have time for that bullshit.
Yeah, you got to get all the way up to Liverpool.
Toronto.
Wherever. It's all the same little town, Ohio, that you don't like to stop in.
Liverpool's bigger than Toronto.
It's even worse.
I know. But I don't go to Liverpool either. So I just want to get to my destination, and I don't need your slow ass in the way.
Buy a helicopter.
Fuck, if I could. I can park it out back.
You could.
I know.
Got plenty of room.
And it's legal for me to land.
Out front.
It's legal for me to land in my yard. I already looked into it.
Nice.
I called the airport. I'm like, if I was on a helicopter ride, or I was out practicing or taking lessons, could I land in my yard?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can land anywhere you want a helicopter, provided it's not going to impede traffic. I'm like,
oh. I know people that have personal planes and they buy long stretches of land and they fly.
Well, that you have to, I think in those instances, because it is a runway, you have to have those approved by the FAA.
That may be, but it's still just a long grass field.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But I don't have to have my yard approved by the FAA because it's vertical takeoff.
Oh, there you go.
Hells yeah.
Buy an Osprey.
I can't afford a helicopter. I already looked into it.
Forget the old Hummer. Buy an old Osprey.
I couldn't afford an Osprey. Shit. That's a couple mil. Anyway.
Nah, they're cheap.
I think we're done.
Thank you, Sean, for the scotch here.
Yes, we got the scotch. Randy liked it. I did not. It's like Siskel and Ebert. One thumbs up, one thumb down.
One of us is fat and one of us is skinny.
Right. Getting skinnier. Attempting to. I'll put up the poll.
One of us is dead and one of us is only dead inside.
I am the one that's dead inside.
Oh, that does not bode well for me then.
No. I'll like I said, I'll get the poll up. We'll see what the listeners would like to hear as our next review.
Yeah.
You can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Insta, Google, Tweetstagram.
You can send us an email at buckhornpodcast@gmail.com. No one sent an email yet, so I don't know why I keep touting it. You can, if you'd like to support the show, send us money at Brandon-Martelle on Venmo. Or I'll go ahead. No, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. I don't want people email me personally. I was going to say PayPal, but
nah.
I don't trust any of you assholes. Yeah, that's it. For Randy, I'm Martelle. See you guys later.
Peace out.
Hugs and high fives.
Nice.